this episode of Beards and Business. In the beard section, learn to go from this to this with the use of beard butter, while in our business portion, learn from Tipping Point Digital. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Beards and Businesses. Today, we're going to continue our discussion. We've talked about the wash, one of the most important and the foundation for this. So we've gone through our wash. Then we talked about straightening. Then and once we got out of straightening, then last episode we talked about how to use the oils. So from today, we're going to walk into the next step. We're going to talk about beard butters. What do beard butters do? Well, beard butters are similar to oils because they have some of the properties of the oil in them. So they go on and they hydrate your skin, but they also will soften and condition your facial hair. So how do you apply them? I'm glad you asked. We're going to cut to this short little video, and then we'll come back and discuss. Take it away, video.
All right, what's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to show you how to use the beard butter. Very similar to the oil, with a few little intricacies that are different. So we're going to take our DD214 butter. We're going to take off the top. I've been using it, so you can see how it's kind of whipped. So we're going to go in and we're just going to scoop some. However you scoop it, from the middle of the side. I take a little bit larger of a piece, put it in there. Rub my hands together, get the butter nice and melted. As you can see, it's now basically the oil. So then we just do the same thing. The only thing we want to concentrate on here is we want to make sure that we get all of our hair, because this is similar to the oil, but it also softens and conditions our hair. So we want to make sure we get our cheeks and our mustache. Then we want to make sure we also pull down. We really want to pull down here. Make sure that we get this long hair up underneath in our chin. So the cool thing about the butter is we'll show my tattoo is fairly old, and you can see that it's faded. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the butter, and I'm going to take it, and you can see right there that as I rub it, you can see the difference between the lower portion of the cross, much darker than the top piece. So with the extra residual, you can rub it on your tattoos. Amazing, great product, great for cuticles. Again, leftover hair, nails, wherever you need to go, keeps you moisturized. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.
All right, welcome back from that great video. Hope you learned a little something, and we'll go into a little bit more detail of the butter. So a lot of people build your own routine, but a lot of different experts will say that you should use oil and butter on the same day. I am not one of those that are in that camp, although that would mean selling more product. I am not in that camp, and this is why. I personally believe in using a oil one day and a butter the next. There are caveats to every rule. The one time that I will use oil and butter is when I am mixing two different scents. So I will cut the amount of oil and butter that I use to put it together so that I'm still getting the same amount. That is my one caveat. But whatever you do. That's the beauty of having this. You work out your own routine. So with that, whenever you use your butters, whether you put it on in the morning, the evening, the afternoon, however many times you want to do it, that is your personal choice. The same as the oils, you want to get it in, get your face, and then you're going to want to work it down. The thing about our personal butters are they are a natural product. Those of you that know what natural products are all about will understand this. They have a tendency to melt, as butter should do. If it didn't, I would be a little concerned. So when the butter melts, most people will freak out. It'll separate, it'll look a little bit different. Whenever you purchase one of our butters, we will give you instructions of what to do when it is melted, depending on the severity of the melting. You will do different things to put it back to its solidified consistency. So if you get that, don't freak out. If for some reason you misplace the directions, send us a message. The butter, as you saw from the video, once you put it in your hands and rub it together, is going to turn into an oily substance anyhow. From there, you're going to want to put it in, work it through as we showed in the video, and then you're going to want to comb through, brush through, which we will get into in later processes. Again, much like the oils, we have the same sense of oils and butters. So if you just like to use one scent and always smell like that, you can do the same. As you saw in the past two videos, I've used a DD214. You can mix them up. You can use a Code Red one day, a DD214 the next. whatever you like, whatever you're feeling for that day. That is the beauty of the beard game. Whatever you're feeling, you do that day. If you want to smell like a forest, then use great outdoors that day. If you want to smell like a campfire, use campfire. It is all personal to what you want to smell like for that day. So go through it, enjoy your journey, find out what works for you, what scent you like, what scent you don't like, play with mix and matching scents, play with how much you put in. As you saw, I used more of like a quarter size. You may need to start with more of a pea size and work your way up. Find that what works for you, and then you'll have the best beard and you'll feel confident because it's your beard game. Again, you can get our products at whiskermen.com. We do offer the combo package to where you can get the essentials as we talked about each week. You can get your beard wash, you can get an oil, you can get a butter, and you can get one of our wooden combs, whether that's a folding comb or the traditional comb. So we will pictures have appeared up, so you can get that. And then if you're really like that, you can upgrade that package, adding on the book. And then there is also swag packages to add on as well. Whatever your game, whatever you're into, whatever you want to do, buy them individually, buy them in a group, buy them with a book, buy them with a shirt, whatever it is, you do you and you enjoy your beard game. So this concludes the beard portion of Beards in Business. I'm going to turn it over to me and our special guest. So without further ado, let's move into that segment of the business. Hey guys, welcome to the business part of today's podcast. I've got a special guest. You guys are picking up a theme. Almost all the guests are from the blocks, but this one is very special because it was on the same season as I was on, season 11. And then also extra special because of what she does has actually helped, and we've been able to use some of her services. So without stealing any of your thunder, I will turn it over to you. If you could introduce to the audience and then get right into what your business is and what you do.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rena Bindi. I'm with Tipping Pond Digital. We are I own a search engine optimization agency located in Loveland, Colorado. And yes, Blocks season 11, all the way. So much fun. We support dudes in the trades, home services, in showing up in search results pages on Google. We get their website to start getting more clients, more calls, more revenue, and support them with all the digital marketing stuff that they don't want to do. And this can also include things as basic as social media, and then of course writing the content that goes on their website and managing their Google business profile. This way they don't need to rely as heavily on word of mouth, and they can increase their traffic 60% on upward just by having the people who are looking for their services right now find them on Google.
Yeah, when you guys hear that, when I hear SEO and Google Analytics and all that stuff, I'm just a simple dude. It doesn't make sense to me. But it was very recently, you just hosted a class and literally breaks it down Barney style, to the point to where understood everything. Did I grasp it all? Probably not. But if you're in running a small business, you're not going to be doing it for long if you're not using her services. Google is king right now, and SEO, if you're not ranking SEO, they're not going to be able to find you. So I highly recommend going on the videos. And then after I was done, I was like, I forgot everything. So personable, helpful, amazing. So what kind of, like, I'm sure as a little girl, you didn't go, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna get into Google Analytics and helping people get their Google stuff up and SEO. Guessing, I never ask a lady her age, but I'm guessing when you were a little girl, this probably wasn't even really a thing or just becoming a thing. But
I was an entrepreneur.
What made you get into this of all the entrepreneur things that are out there?
Oh, John. Well, first, I'm glad you enjoyed my class, and I'm glad that I was able to support you. And if anyone ever wants to know what SEO is, I can explain that as well, because it's that big buzzword that everybody's like, what is it? And I can break it down so people can comprehend what it is that they do and do not need as well. When I was younger, I was an entrepreneur. My dad had me door knocking and doing fundraising and bake sales, garage sales. I was actually doing cold calls for him one summer when he worked at the Window Depot. So I was like, he primed me for basically being in marketing all around. And I had a couple, I was in the military, in the Air Force, aerospace ground equipment apprentice, served. And after I got out, I ended up getting a job at a hospital as a facilities operator, plant engineer, which is more about systems and machines, which piggybacks on what I learned in the military. Had a handy girl business as well. And I love the trades. I'm universal certified for HVAC. I know a lot about electrical controls, hydraulics, pneumatics, welding. I can weld, arc, MIG, TIG, like all of those things. I learned all of the things in the trades and really enjoyed doing it. And then like got tired of breaking my nails, and all the guys around me had like scars from, cutting their thumbs open. I cut my thumb open and I was just like, I don't think this is for me. And ended up getting a career in children's entertainment after that, and started my own children's entertainment business in Northern Colorado. I loved doing that. I built it to sell. And what I mean by that is I actually had SEO with a company who was more like a SEO brokerage. They were white labeling, and they had requested a large sum for SaaS, which was software as a service. And when I found out that what they sold me was not something that was going to move the needle for my business, which I did the website, I was doing the articles on, I was learning how to do SEO. When I found out that they were just, it wasn't even, I mean, it accounted for 3 to 7% of SEO. I was mad. I was really upset. I felt betrayed because I had trusted this company, and this was like 12 years ago, to support me and to help my business get ahead. I started reading books about SEO, white hat SEO. I started doing seminars. I started asking people questions, started finding people who had optimization agencies. I'm like, I don't understand. How does this work? Like, what is SEO? And I kept asking a bunch of questions. Within 3 years, that children's entertainment business broke 6 figures. I was a professional face painter. Like, I'm face painting a couple days a week. Eventually, I had a team of 16 entertainers and then 32 entertainers, and all the other business owners out here were like, how did you do that? You're using my team and your team and other teams, and like, how did you do this? And I realized that a lot of people didn't understand business development, the different pillars of a business, and how we need to have like someone for finance, for operations, for sales, for marketing, and then the technician who actually does the work. And I was working on the business as well as in the business. And then I realized I had something unique that a lot of people aren't educated in, just because of my natural curiosity. I sold my children's entertainment business to a national business. They were so cool. They're like, yeah, can we use your team up here in Northern Colorado for an event? And I was like, I don't know about that. And then I realized they were at like down Colorado Springs. So I started blanketing everything I could with SEO to keep them out of my area. And it worked. It worked so well that when I offered for them to buy my territory in Northern Colorado, they increased their national portfolio by 24%. They're in Colorado, Arizona, New York. Like, I had that much market share up here. So I mean, I just naturally kind of fell into SEO. I knew that a lot of other business owners, such as yourself, just didn't understand what was going on. My husband's a general contractor. Him and his business partner started asking for marketing support. They do pay me. They pay me to do their SEO, by the way. Like, this girl is getting paid. And that's kind of my story on how I got into just where I'm at right now and creating an agency that provides value transparency and results for our clients.
Yeah, and people that are listening to that are probably like, yeah, there's commas involved, and she's going to be expensive to even talk to. We won't get into pricing, but a conversation didn't cost me anything to talk to you. You broke it down to where I'm using another thing, and we talked about it, and you introduced me to a different that could save me money. So your resume goes, whoa, she's too smart to work with. But not in a negative way of you're humble enough to talk to, as you say, the dudes in the trades. You talk to us like human beings and never talk down. So if you're a small business or looking to get in and you're what is SEO other than 3 letters, you need to reach out, and we'll have all your contact information at the end. Just sitting through one of her classes literally made my mind I exploded all over. Luckily I was off camera at the time because it was a mess. But the cool thing, and there's a question after this is, so the question is going to be, how'd you come up with the name of your company? And I know we never really got into that ever, but I know you put so much knowledge in over just the 2 blocks of training we did that my business is, once I get everything working, my business is going to tip over that point to where it's not going down. We're going to have that high trajectory. So how did the business name come about?
We got Tipping Point Digital. I'm a Malcolm Gladwell fan. I read the book Tipping Point, and when he was talking about a business reaching their tipping point and it being like a snowball effect after that, I had experienced that with my first business that I built and sold, the children's entertainment business. And I resonate strongly with that. And my goal with Tipping Point Digital is to be able to support other business owners so they can reach their tipping point and have a business that is built to be inherited or sold, that is income producing for years to come. And that strongly resonates with me. And that's why I named it Tipping Point Digital.
It makes sense. And what's really cool about what you offer is it's something that's going to separate those that are floating than those that are successful. And you offer such an amazing array of service to where I'm at the point to where I'm want hands on almost everything. I want to know how to do it all. So we're working together for me to be able to use the software that you provide, pick your brain, and do it myself. But when I get to the point to where I've actually leveraged that into the dollar sign, which is every business wants, I can then hire your agency to do that for me to free me up for the next thing. And I don't think there's too many agencies out there that have that double barrel threat of, normally it's just, hey, pay me $1,000 a month and we'll take care of it, and you'll just get an invoice. So what you're doing is so amazing from that aspect, and I can't say enough of customer oriented to answer questions of, literally, it was just the other day I sent you a message on Facebook of I'm lost, and you sent me resources to get going, and then we're going to have some follow-up conversations. But most agencies that are in that, because I've dealt with a couple others, aren't as open to, hey, here, look at this, let's talk, in a day or two. Normally it's like, get on the calendar a month from now, and by the way, we're just going to keep billing you, and you're not going to have any clue. So I really appreciate that model. So we'll go ahead and put all your stuff up at the end, but how can people contact you to either, they're already sold, which they have to be, or if they want to get into one of your courses to find out more, how would they go about that? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
If you can Google Tipping Point Digital with contractor marketing, like as one of the keywords, hopefully it will show up on the first page. It's a very competitive keyword that we're still ranking for. We've been like on the first page multiple times. If there are other companies that are pushing back, go to our contractor marketing page and just click on there's a button which has a call to action and it says, book a free consultation or schedule a call. I teach at the Larimer County Small Business Development Center here in Larimer County, Loveland, Colorado. I talk at different conventions. I'm a guest speaker. I teach the classes not fairly often, just 3 or 4 times a year. And it's just to help people who are getting business owners who are getting started. And, a lot of the business owners who attend these classes will never be clients of mine. They aren't good fits or category fits. Yet the purpose of it, John, is to just get you that leg up and give you the knowledge and empower you to where you can do it yourself. And if you do decide to hire another agency or someone, you'll have that understanding in advance. So you're not being sold snake oil.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I don't think you ever sold
No.
ever to us, whether it was on the show or whether it was in your class. It was a conversation. If I can help you, please. If I can't, then at least you know. Because I think a lot of people starting out businesses and a lot of people in general will just say no before they actually know the information. So I think that's why, it was a privilege meeting you when we were out in Tulsa, Oklahoma, being on the film. Can't wait for it to when it comes out, it's going to be amazing. So those are pretty much. Actually, I do have one other question. Like, besides, I think I know it, so I won't go there. What drives you? Like, what is your passion behind this business?
There are a couple of things. At first, it was the desire to pay my bills, to be able to provide for my family at first. And once we came up with our why, as ultimately what we are doing is the funds that we have in surplus are to build Airbnb locations for individuals who are paraplegics or differently abled. We want to be able to have multiple locations in Costa Rica, Hawaii, and locations where people can stay, either Airbnb or hotel, whatever it is that we're able to build, and we'll find the who for that eventually close down the line. But what I have noticed is that people who are differently abled need to have caregivers and special equipment, and this makes it difficult for traveling. And a lot of hotels or resorts don't have the accommodations that will benefit these individuals. And I feel that we can, especially with my husband being a GC, create Airbnb stays for people and have that equipment there while it's still a luxurious, comfortable stay.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just saw a story recently of a lady who was paralyzed from the shoulders down and was being transferred on a plane, and they had no clue how to treat her. They dropped her, and actually, they could have killed her. I'm not 100% sure. I could be um, not accurate, but I think they actually gave her a minor concussion. Um, so I mean, what you're doing, that's amazing. Of
Yeah.
taking care of those folks. So those are all the questions I have. Is there anything you want to add? Anything that you want to point out that we didn't cover?
Oh, just how amazing you are. Your products are great. I obviously do not have a beard. Uh, and I love what you're doing for the community and talking with people and learning about different resources for people. And I can see how you're growing into becoming a master connector. And I'm really proud of you. And I think what you're doing is amazing.
Oh, too kind. I appreciate it. Well, guys, if you made it to this part in the podcast, that means you watched the entire thing, which is amazing. So we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. All right, guys, what an amazing Beers and Business episode. Great hearing from Tipping Pot Digital. Reach out to get your SEO and everything else that you could possibly need. Conversation is amazing. Um, Thank you so much for having Tipping Point Digital represented on the show. So this is the end of the podcast. As always, big shout out to our first responders, our military, our veterans. Folks, if you can't get behind them, please feel free to get in front of them. Look forward to seeing you on our next episode.